Are we ready to rumble? Now, you see, this is like church. You have to come on with me with this. Are you ready to rumble? Yeah, we're ready to do this today, okay? I like to always start off my class with a little quote, and this quote comes from Colin Powell. And he basically says that education is less of a matter of knowing things, but being able to know how to get more information and opportunities to learn. So what we're going to try to do in this class, is I'm going to teach you about project management success, how to be a project manager. And you look at me and say, a project manager? What is he talking about? You know, I was just doing a job, and all of a sudden somebody came up to me and said, you're the project manager. Anybody here had that kind of situation happen to them? Yes. Was there any training to be a project manager? No. Do you know what a project manager is? Probably not. But let me tell you what a project manager is. It's like a hairdresser, a barber, bartender, cab driver. You know, they always have good information for you. They can solve the world's problems, don't they? Right? I live in Chicago, so when you get in a cab, that cab driver knows everything about what's going on in the United States and Iraq and every place, and he can solve those world problems. That's sort of what you're going to be doing as a project manager. Can you sign the check of anybody that is going to work for you? Do you have any jurisdiction over the budget that you're given? Can you set the timelines? Do you have the scope? But the project goes wrong, whose fault is it? That's what a project manager is. These guys are stressed out. Yeah, haven't been one for a lot of years. You see, I was talking to some people last night, and they were, we were just talking, having a few, and asked me how old I was, I lied to them. I told them I was 62, but really I'm 35. This is some stress from being a project manager. That's it. I mean, we have a lot of stress. So in the course of this day, what we're going to learn, and you're going to turn to the page for me on page 3 in your handout, it talks about the things that we're going to learn, some of the learning objectives that we're going to have in this class. And we're going to cover every last one of those learning objectives. We're going to do every one and even more because I'm going to add more information based on my life experience. I am a member of PMI, Project Management Institute, which forces you to be what they call a lifelong learner. I'm there. I always have to have certification, and my certification has to be kept up because I have to always go back and learn more. Why? Is because I only know enough information to get that next project done, and things change. You know how things change? We had a speaker the other day, a good speaker, a great speaker, and he gave us he was telling us about a certain kind of thing, and he reminded us, the people that were in the class, we happened to be, mature people, and he reminded us, and he started off by telling us about his stereo speakers. I had some Altec Lansing stereo speakers, and we all knew what was next. He had a Pioneer, right? Right? Okay. Now, talking to my kid, or to a 22-year-old, they look at you, Pioneer, Altec Lansing speakers? What's that? MP3 maybe? We're going to have to do a lot of things to be a project manager. I'm just going to go over the things that we're going to have to do. In order to start our project right, we have to know what we're going to do first. So we can't procrastinate. We have to eliminate any possibilities of us not having the productivity that we need to have. Nothing can stand in our way. We have to identify and manage those priorities that we're given. When I say identify and manage those priorities, what do I mean by that? Is somebody going to give us and tell us exactly what to do? No. As project managers, you're responsible. If it is to be, it's up to me, right? If it is to be, it's up to me. I can't blame it on anybody else because I don't have the control of the budget. I don't have control of the resources, and I don't have control about how long this project is going to be. I have to identify and manage those priorities. If you notice, the third step down is that I have to control my stress because this gray hair is wearing me out. I can't get enough of that black stuff to put in, you know. I had to stop doing that after a while. I had to do that. I had to communicate effectively because at this present moment in the workplace, what do we have? We have a group of different people, right? We have young people. We have older people. We have to communicate with them. If I'm going to reward you for the things you're doing on my team, it may not be to give you a nice certificate. It may be, give me a day off so I can go snowboarding. How can I communicate with you enough, effectively enough, to make you do the things I need to do for my team? I have to be organized. That's number 6. I have to be organized because if I'm organized, my team is organized, and the things that I have to do to make this plan is going to be organized too. I've got to say no. Oh, that's a real hard one, right? Okay, now I'm responsible for everything, but I have to say no. How can I say no? How can I say no to a top-level manager that comes down and says, you're going to have to make this change in the project for me? I have to say no to him? You think I'm going to lose my job? But if I'm in control of this project, I have to say, I can do that change. I can do that change, but it's going to cost you. I need more resources. I need more time. You can't give me more resources? You can't give me more time? I can't do that change. I'm helping you out. I work for you. No. So we are going to learn how to say no in an effective manner so that you don't get fired. And of course, one of the major things, we're going to have to keep track of what we're doing. So we're going to give you information about how to use Outlook. And Outlook is a good tool to use to manage your resources, to write everything down, to keep all the information that you're going to use. And eventually, if you want to go to Microsoft Project, it just goes right in there, and you can go ahead and start doing Microsoft Project. That's the good thing about that piece. And the most important piece that you're going to learn out of this class is how to be an effective project manager. This education keeps going on, and I have some things for you. I want somebody to remind me by noontime to tell you about my little friend. Yeah, I got a little friend. I got a group of little friends to help you remember everything I told you in this class. I want you to go back to your job and be 95% effective from what I got you out of this class come Monday. And the only way you're going to do it is with my little friends. So can somebody commit to tell me about my little friends? Because I need help. Right? Good. Then my little friends, I have a group of them. Because I can't remember. You know, I know you can remember, though. But my little friends are the people the resources that you need after I leave, because you're not going to be able to call me. I mean, I'd like for you to call me, but I can't have you do that. But my little friends are going to help you throughout your time at this particular job with a 95% retention rate after I leave. Can you commit to learning this information that I'm going to give you this week? Thank you. Have a nice day.